Hello everyone, welcome back to That Catholic Gamer 2 Plays FTL. Here we are, Sector 2. And we got a store right in front of us. Big deal, right? So, because we only have 11 scraps, so we can't buy anything. In fact, we just came out of a store in the last sector. Let's see. So the objective of this map is, well, you basically have, I would say, at least 2 or 3 objectives of equal measure. You want to upgrade your engines. So like right here, take about 15 scrap and then another 25 for another power. You want to upgrade, I would say, the doors, because you run the risk of boarding parties. And then, how many is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 total bars for the weapons. What you really want is another weapon to kind of work alongside these two guys. I found that in most of my runs, the only thing that really caused them to fail was that I couldn't project enough firepower with just the Artemis and the burst laser. Burst lasers are great for shields, but to take down shields, but they only do 1 damage if they connect. And the Artemis misses too often for my taste for reliable damage. So what you really need is another laser of some kind. But since we only have 11 scrap, that doesn't really matter all that much, so we're going to go to another beacon, and we hit an asteroid field with an automated ship. You arrive in an asteroid field. This has a drone. Enemy combat drone. Yep. And an ion shield. Fortunately, this is why we bought ourselves a level 2 shield. This is because this isn't going to be nearly as scary as it could be. And that's an anti-beam one too, so that's even better. So we're going to be able to punch through about one of our shield lasers, and that even missed too, so bye-bye. Now we don't have to worry. In fact, I'd rather have it... well, actually, it doesn't matter. One nice thing is that when you've got them like this, if they were firing normal projectiles or other things like that, I would actually be pretty happy to just content to let this enemy drone just keep firing away, because that helps build up experience for our guys. 3 fuel, 1 missile, 19 scrap. So what you can do is, like, if you were firing a single laser, just be boop, and then you either dodge it, which builds up your piloting and engines experience, or you take the shield hit, which builds up Steven over here. So that's that. But with those beams, they don't really do anything, so there's not much you can do to benefit from that. So here we are in our nebula. Nothing here, save for vast swirls of gas reflecting rays from a distant sun. Ooh, alright. Maybe bounce out here, and then back in, and then come down to the distress beacon. Distress beacons, quests, everything else, you guys have kind of picked up on this by now, but in case it's not clear, you get more scrap for those kinds of stuff usually. So they can also be a lot more of a threat. So let's see, you look like a military vessel. We can improve your reactor if you have any extra supplies. That's a little too steep in its price. So I'm gonna move on, jump back into the nebula, see if we encounter anything. Let's see, 4 fuel for 3 missiles. Nah, that's not worth it. Distress beacon. Moving on. I briefly ran the costs. If we were hurting for a little bit more... Ooh. Let's see. Hello. Our impulse drives are shut and we can't jump. Could you give us some fuel? Sure. Give them fuel. Thanks. Here's 29 scrap. We'll need to find a store soon to kind of replace that. And here we are in another asteroid field. Arrive in asteroid belt. Discover a rebel automated scout has been stationed here. Prepare for a fight. This is a enemy combat drone, and this is a beam weapon of some kind. What I'm going to do first is take down their shields. All right. Actually, okay. Oh, okay, that's not good. Oh, all right, that's bad. We want to get this situation in control. Take out the drone control real quick. There we go. Alright, so our O2 is down. Want to get that taken care of. And then we're gonna fire up the med bay real quick while we get the She's on there. And then we're just going to let the asteroids beat the drone to death. Steven. Get healed up. Get everybody healed up. Everybody back to stations. There we go. Get ourselves 1 fuel, 2 missiles, 23 scrap. And then we want to turn on the oxygen again. It's kind of important. So we can't upgrade our ship right now, but the next thing that we want to do is... Unless we encounter something... Oh, another asteroid field. Arrived an asteroid belt to discover automated scout. Again. Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay. We want to take this thing down now. There. Ugh. You know, I was saying that you can usually get to the point where it can't hurt you, but asteroid fields add another layer to that discussion because of the fact that it keeps... that the asteroids keep pounding on your shields as you're doing this, so... But typically, if you get a ship down to like 1 blast or something like that where it can't hurt you, then you can build up the experience. Alright. Now we'll just let that ship get ripped apart. It can't dodge because its piloting is out. And it can't really do all that much. And we got ourselves an extra piloting skills. Yay, I leveled up. Excuse me. Let's see, where do we go to next? I feel like we're gonna start running out of room to maneuver here. But, I still want to see if we can find a store. Let's see, there's nothing much of interest here. Nothing much of interest anywhere, at least as far as our sensors can pick up. But if we drop down here and go this way, we can learn a little bit more. But for right now, let's go to our ship real quick. Power that up, get that. Build up, and the idea behind that is that you can build up your evade. A level 4 engine with a ranked up engine crew can actually raise your evade up to 45%, which is pretty impressive. It never seems to work when you really need it, but let's see. Oh, you detect a rebel outpost on an attack approach to a small refueling post. Their weapons are charged, but they're not firing yet. Intervene to defend the outpost. Rebels respond to your threat. I don't know who you are, but no one defies the rebel fleet. They move in to engage. And they have a teleporter, so somebody's coming on board. Fortunately, gonna move our NG over. And then... this is a heavy laser and then a regular laser, so we should be able to stand up to their fire. I may be completely wrong about that, though. Let's see. Fortunately, he positioned in one of the few spots where you don't get a lot of benefit from the blast doors. So let's go back to our sensors. And then we can see... Now, the reason why we can see into the ship is because we have our NG stationed on the sensors. I probably explained some of this before, but it's more imperative now because I'm actually paying attention. And now they're in a bit of trouble. You can see them like, I gotta put it out, oh my goodness, oh. You're dead, pilot. Now, here's the interesting part. We could try to take this out. And now that we know where they are, the crew, yay! With the crew dead, you quickly salvage what you can. 2 fuel, 1 drone part, 29 scrap. Outpost hails you, the pompous jerks expected free service just because they defeated Federation. Take this for help. 2 fuel, 19 scrap. See? And basically, if this reveals that we want to play smarter in a lot of these encounters. And that's something I haven't been doing a whole lot, mostly because I've been learning. But now that I have learned, I found that a good chunk of the runs, this ship is going to explode in a minute. That part of the reason why... I thought I saved his crew position. There. That I just wasn't playing smart in a lot of the situations. Like, I knew enough to know what to do, and I just wasn't paying nearly as much attention as I should have. Speaking of which, let's make sure we got everybody healed up. Missile engines are good to go. Good jump. Let's go to the stress beacon. And we got ourselves with a fight on. Oh no. Once you arrive at the location, thanks for responding to our beacon. Our FTL navigation has gone haywire. Blah blah blah. Could you lead us there? Add a quest marker to the next sector. All right. Jumping on to the next area. And then you arrive at a beacon located a civilian system. A nearby colony contacts you. We got a rogue rebel ship harassing the system. Do you have time to find it? Go looking for the rebel ship. After a short search, you find the rebel ship. Let's hope it's as easy to defeat in combat as he was to find. So what is this? This is a normal laser, and this is just a beam weapon which cannot penetrate shields. So, excuse me, still a little recovery apparently. So basically, we should be able to take these guys out with minimal effort. And we don't need, and more importantly, we don't need to use the Artemis missiles to take them down. So actually, we'll just turn on auto fire for the moment. But the reason why we don't disable the weapons, obviously, is because they can't hurt us. And then, as I said before, that gives you an opportunity to start building up your crew members, because even now we're already dodging a little bit better than we were before. And boop. So yeah, so that hit just built up our Steven, our shield guy, and now things are on fire. Will they get those fires put out? That's an interesting question. Accept their surrender. 4 fuel, 4 missiles, 13 scrap. Sure. And no store. That might be a store. So let's jump to the exit real quick. And let's see. FTL beacon. As you arrive, the settlement is a loyalist settlement. Upon learning of your quest, they offer you supplies. Sweet. Nope. Nothing doing. But first, let's do this. We need to build up our engines again, so we're going to power that up. Power up to level 4. Ship. One thing that I also read about is that you want to have a level 2 med bay and a level 2 sensors, because those will open up what they call the blue options. Those are those things where when you have events, you can see it actually gives you some stuff to do. You know, like you have extra options other than just the standard white ones. So with that in mind, I've already powered up the engines. We want to power up. Let's do the sensors first. And you don't need energy for them. So now that we also have Emma manning the sensors as well, they've upgraded to a level 3, which means that Emma can see the power-up meters of those of the enemy weapons. That's not as helpful, but it's always good to have as much information as you can. So what's next on this agenda? This is Sector 2. Do we want the level 3 med bay? I think I want to hold on to the credits for this one. So let's think about where we want to go next. Rock controlled, Mantis controlled. The difference between the two is that rock controlled typically don't have as many weapons, but they're tougher to take down, so the fights could take longer. Mantis ships are a little doughy, but they project a lot more firepower. But to me, I feel like Mantis offer a better fight. The better fight options, because if you can take care of the boarding parties, which we can because we do not have a level 2 door. Hold up a second. Ship. That's the other thing that you want to upgrade is level 2 doors. Because what that does is that sometimes if they beam in like here or like here, you can vent the oxygen and it takes them, they have to take damage as they try to bust down the doors. So that gives you an edge. But getting back to Mantis controlled, it's really 6 or half a dozen. You know what? I think I will take rock just because I'm not projecting as much fire as I would hope to. So I'd rather disable weapons and then slowly whittle them down. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, thank you very much for joining me. It's been that Catholic Gamer Dude playing FTL, and I will see you next time.